Gil Estel, the Evenstar, is one of the most powerful and mysterious symbols in Tolkien's legendarium. But what exactly does it mean? Have you ever wondered about the deeper story behind this shining star? And how does it connect to characters like Earendil, Elwing, and even Frodo? In today's documentary, we're diving into the fascinating history of Gil Estel and its significance in Middle-earth, and why it continues to inspire so many fans. Curious about how this star shaped the fate of Tolkien's greatest characters? Well, to know all about this, you have to stay tuned till the end. And they saw a white star twinkle for a while. The beauty of it smote his heart as he looked up out of the forsaken land, and hope returned to him. For, like a shaft, clear and cold, the thought pierced him that, in the end, the shadow was only a small and passing thing. There was light and high beauty forever beyond its reach. Though not directly named, this quote refers to Samwise Gamgee seeing the star of Earendil, or Gil Estel, in Mordor, giving him the renewed hope even in the darkest of moments. Long ago in Valinor, two magnificent trees named Telperion and Laurelin stood tall. Telperion, the silver tree, and Laurelin, the golden tree, filled the land with their beautiful light. The Valar, powerful beings who cared for the realm, nurtured the trees with the tears of Nienna, who wept for the sorrows of the world. Telperion had dark green leaves that shimmered silver underneath, and its flowers released a gentle silver light. In contrast, Laurelin's golden leaves sparkled, and its flowers spread a warm, golden glow that brightened the land. Before Melkor's evil tainted the world, these trees shone in all their glory. The Eldar, or elves, who journeyed to Aman, thrived in the light of the trees, becoming the Calaquendi, or High Elves, blessed with great wisdom and beauty. One notable Calaquendi was Feanor, a talented and ambitious elf. Inspired by the tree's brilliance, he wanted to preserve their light forever, fearing it might fade away. Determined, Feanor embarked on an extraordinary project. Feanor aimed to capture the light of the two trees, pouring all of his energy into this endeavor. Eventually, he created three magnificent jewels known as the Silmarils. These were not mere gemstones. They contained the sacred light of Valinor itself. The secrets of their creation were only known to Feanor. The Silmarils were incredibly strong, glowing with a radiance that enchanted all who held them. The Queen of the Valar, Varda, admired the Silmarils and blessed them, declaring that no creature of darkness could touch them without being burned. Mandos, another Valar, foretold that the fate of these jewels was tied to the world's future, linking them to the earth, sea, and sky. As word of the Silmarils spread, they became increasingly significant. However, Melkor, filled with jealousy, plotted with dark forces to steal the light of the two trees, plunging Valinor into darkness and setting off a chain of events that would shape the destiny of Middle-earth. The darkening of Valinor was one of the most dreadful events in Arda's history. Melkor, the most powerful Valar who had turned evil, teamed up with a monstrous spider-like creature named Ungoliant. Together they brought chaos and destruction by draining the light from the two trees of Valinor, Telperion and Laurelin, which had illuminated the world. At that time, Valinor was filled with the brilliant silver and gold light of the trees, and the elves in the city of Valmar enjoyed this beauty, unaware of the danger approaching. Suddenly, Melkor and Ungoliant descended upon Valinor like a dark cloud, reaching the Green Mound, Azilahor, where the tree stood. Melkor, wielding a black spear, struck the trees deeply, causing their life-giving sap to flow out. Ungoliant then consumed the light, draining the trees completely. Their once vibrant branches and leaves withered, leaving only darkness behind. This darkness was more than just a lack of light. It was a sinister force that filled the land with fear. However, not all hope was lost. The Silmarils, the radiant jewels created by Feanor, still contained a fraction of the tree's light. But Melkor, hungry for power, wanted the Silmarils as well. In a bold move, Melkor snuck into Feanor's stronghold at Forminos and stole the Silmarils. He fled to Middle-earth, taking refuge in this cold, dark fortress in the north. There, he placed the Silmarils in an iron crown. However, the light within these Silmarils was blessed by Varda, one of the mightiest Valar, and it burned Melkor's flesh, causing him great pain. Despite this, he wore the crown for 500 years, enduring the agony. In response to the theft of the Silmarils, Feanor, consumed by rage, made a terrible decision. He and his 7 sons swore a binding oath in the name of Eru Eluvatar, the creator of the world. This oath pledged them to chase down anyone who took or kept a Silmaril, no matter who they were, whether friend or foe, mortal or immortal. The oath was absolute, and nothing could protect those who dared to withhold the jewels. Their oath went as follows. Be he foe or friend, be he foul or clean, brood of Morgoth or bright Vela, Elda or Maya or aftercomer, man yet unborn upon Middle-earth, neither law nor love, nor league of swords, dread nor danger, nor doom itself, shall defend him from Feanor and Feanor's kin, whoso hideth or hoardeth, or in hand taketh, finding keepeth, or afar casteth a Silmaril. This swear we all, death we will deal him, ere day's ending, woe unto world's end. Our word hear thou, Eru, our father. To the everlasting darkness doom us if our deed faileth. After making a solemn vow, Feanor and his followers, the Noldor, set out on a determined quest to find Melkor, whom Feanor now called Morgoth, the Dark Enemy. They sailed across the sea to Middle-earth, eager to reclaim the Silmarils, precious jewels created by Feanor himself. Morgoth, always alert, discovered that the Noldor were coming. Confident in his power, he gathered his armies to ambush them, underestimating their skill in battle. However, the Noldor fought bravely and won their first battles, pushing Morgoth's forces back. Driven by ambition, Feanor went ahead of his army, getting dangerously close to Morgoth's fortress, Angband. Realizing Feanor was alone and vulnerable, Morgoth unleashed his most fearsome servants, the Balrogs, powerful fire demons. They surrounded Feanor, and despite his fierce fighting, he was mortally wounded by Gothmog, the Lord of Balrogs. Just as his sons arrived to fend off the Balrogs, it was too late. Feanor knew he was dying. Before he passed, Feanor looked down toward Morgoth's fortress and realized that no one could defeat Morgoth. With his last words, he cursed Morgoth and made his sons promise again to keep their vow. Then, Feanor's spirit consumed his body in a burst of fire, leaving only ashes. Although Feanor's sons continued to search for the Silmarils, they were not the ones to retrieve them. Instead, a mortal man, in a legendary story, managed to take a Silmaril from Morgoth's crown. Despite the darkness around them, there was still a glimmer of hope for the people of Middle-earth. The star, Gil Estel, known as the Star of Hope, appeared in the sky. This star was a Silmaril carried by Earendil, who sailed across the heavens in his ship, Vingalet. As Tolkien wrote in the Silmarillion, now when first Vingalet was set to sail in the seas of heaven, a new star appeared and it shone bright in the west. Then the elves looked up and despaired no longer, and Morgoth was filled with doubt. Later in The Lord of the Rings, Samwise Gamgee, lost in the darkness of Mordor, saw that same star and felt hope again. And they saw a white star twinkle for a while. The beauty of it smote his heart as he looked up out of the forsaken land, and hope returned to him. Gil Estel remained a powerful symbol of hope, reminding everyone that even in the darkest times, light could still shine through. Beren and Luthien is a tale of love, bravery, and sacrifice, one of the most profound and beautiful stories in Tolkien's The Silmarillion. Beren, the mortal man, stumbles into Doriath, weary from his hardships, and encounters Luthien, an immortal elven princess, dancing under the moonlight in the woods of Neldoreth. Her beauty, grace, and enchanting presence captivate him, driving away the shadows of his past sorrows. Luthien, daughter of Elu Thingol, the Elven King, and the Maya Melon, reciprocates Beren's love despite their vastly different fates. Beren's mortal life is brief, while Luthien's immortality binds her to the endless years of the elves. Beren's love for Luthien leads him to seek her hand in marriage, but King Thingol, unwilling to accept a mere mortal as his daughter's suitor, sets him an impossible task: to retrieve one of the coveted Silmarils from the Dark Crown of Morgoth, the most powerful and evil being in Middle-earth. Undaunted, Beren accepts the challenge, but Luthien refuses to let him face the dangers of Morgoth's realm alone. Together, they embark on a perilous quest to the fortress of Angband, where, through Luthien's enchantments, they manage to steal a Silmaril from Morgoth's crown. However, their victory comes at a cost. As they flee, the great wolf, Kar-Sheroth, attacks them, swallowing Beren's hand along with the Silmaril. In the ensuing battle, Huan, the great hound of the Valar, defeats the wolf, but both Beren and Huan are gravely wounded. Beren succumbs to his injuries and dies in Luthien's arms. In her grief, Luthien follows Beren's spirit to the halls of Mandos, where the dead reside, and sings a song of such sorrow and beauty that even the stern Mandos is moved. He allows Beren and Luthien to be reunited, but Luthien must choose between returning to the immortal life of the elves or embracing mortality to live a fleeting but shared life with Beren. She chooses mortality, and the two live together for a brief time before passing beyond the circles of the world. The Nauglamir was a stunning golden necklace crafted by the dwarves for Finrod Felangund. It was adorned with many gems, including some from Valinor. After the dragon, Glaurung, was slain, Hurin found the Nauglamir among its treasure and took it to Thingol, the king of Doriath. Thingol dreamed of having a Silmaril, a powerful gem that shone with divine light, set into the necklace. Thingol asked the dwarves to add the Silmaril to the Nauglamir. However, as they worked, the dwarves grew greedy and wanted to keep both treasures. When the necklace was finished, it looked magnificent with the Silmaril's light shining through it. But when Thingol claimed it, the dwarves insisted it belonged to them, arguing that Hurin had stolen it. Angered by their deceit, Thingol insulted them, reminding them of his status as Lord of Beleriand. In response, the dwarves killed Thingol. The elves of Doriath sought revenge, killing most of the dwarves, but a few escaped to Nogrod, spreading lies about Thingol. They gathered an army to attack Doriath. In the ensuing battle, the dwarves looted Menegroth, taking the Nauglamir. However, Beren, who had returned from death, led a group of elves to confront the dwarves. They defeated them, and Beren reclaimed the Nauglamir for his wife, Luthien. When she wore the necklace, her beauty became unmatched. Sadly, Luthien died, and the Nauglamir passed to their son Dior. This caught the attention of the sons of Feanor, who were obsessed with the Silmarils. They demanded the Silmaril from Dior, but he remained silent. Furious, they attacked Doriath and killed Dior, but the Silmaril had vanished. Meanwhile, the star, Gil Estel, shone brightly in the sky, symbolizing hope for those in Middle-earth. Dior and Luthien's daughter Elwing was born during a night filled with stars. She later married Earendil, the son of Tuor and Idril. They had two sons, including Elrond, known from stories like The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. However, trouble came when Elwing fled from danger, carrying the Nauglamir. The sons of Feanor attacked her home, desperate for the Silmaril. In a moment of despair, Elwing jumped into the sea, the necklace glimmering around her neck. Yet Ulmo, the Lord of Waters, saved her and turned her into a beautiful white bird, the Silmaril shining like a star on her chest. Earendil spotted her as she flew toward him, and when she landed on a ship, Vingelit, she was nearly lifeless. Earendil took the Silmaril and placed it on his brow, where its light became a guiding star. Earendil sailed across the ocean to plead with the Valar for help against Morgoth. Moved by his plea, they blessed his ship, allowing him to sail through the skies. Earendil became a bright symbol of hope, often seen at dawn and dusk, shining brightly as Gil Estel, the Star of High Hope. After Morgoth's defeat, his followers still posed a threat. The Valar invited the Eldar of Middle-earth to the peaceful isle of Tol Eressëa. For the Edain, a new land called Andor, or the Land of Gift, was created. The shining star of Earendil guided the Edain to this new home. The Edain sailed towards their promised land, where they found beauty and promise. They named it Numenor, and established a blessed kingdom. This new land would be home to the Dunedain, a noble race from which great kings would arise, including the legendary Aragorn. Arwen Undomiel, the daughter of Elrond, is known as the Evenstar among her people. As granddaughter of Earendil, her name carries significant history and meaning. However, her title also symbolizes her extraordinary beauty, shining brightly in the Third Age. Like the legendary Luthien, Arwen's story is not just about looks, it's a tale of deep love. She chose to give up her elven immortality to live a mortal life with Aragorn, embracing the temporary nature of human existence. The name Undomiel combines two elvish words, Undome, or dusk, and Ellen, or star. This name reflects the stunning beauty of twilight and starlight, which the elves cherish. Frodo first saw Arwen and recognized her as a reincarnation of Luthien, calling her Undomiel, the Evenstar. As the Fellowship was about to leave Lothlorien, Galadriel gave Frodo the phial of Galadriel, a delicate crystal containing magical light. This light represented the Evenstar and was meant to guide Frodo and Sam through dark times. She told Frodo, "In this phial is caught the light of Earendil's star, set amid the waters of my fountain. It will shine even brighter when night surrounds you. May it guide you in dark places when all other lights fade away." The phial became a vital source of hope for Frodo and Sam. Its power was revealed when they faced the terrifying stairs of Cirith Ungol. Frodo felt overwhelming fear as he saw an army led by the Witch King, feeling the ring's pull. In that moment, he remembered the phial and grasped it, feeling the weight of the ring lift. In Shelob's lair, despite being terrified, Frodo held on to the phial and cried out, "Aya Earendil, Ilinion and Kalma," meaning, "Hail Earendil, brightest of stars." This invocation summoned a celestial light, causing the phial to grow brightly and push back the shadows. Though the phial couldn't protect Frodo from Shelob's venom, it gave Sam the courage to confront the spider. With the phial shining in his hand, Sam felt empowered and began to chant an ancient elvish invocation, calling on Elbereth, the Queen of the Valar. This connection rekindled his spirit, transforming him back into the brave hobbit he was meant to be. As they approached the ominous Tower of Cirith Ungol, they faced monstrous guardians with vulture-like heads. In that moment of danger, Sam lifted the phial high, its light bursting forth and illuminating the Watchers. Caught off guard, the Guardians lost their power, allowing Frodo and Sam to rush past them as the archway collapsed behind them. Tolkien once expressed his fondness for a beautiful Anglo-Saxon word, Earendil. He found this term captivating, as it referred to a star that heralds the dawn. This fascination led him to create a character named Earendil, who holds great significance in his stories. The name Earendil is directly linked to that word Earendel. Tolkien admired its beauty and how well it fit the style of the Anglo-Saxon language. He believed it was associated with mythology and represented a star, likely Venus, known as the Morning Star. In Tolkien's tales, Venus symbolizes Earendil's journey, reminding us of the heroic spirit that shines in the night sky. This planet is one of the 5 visible without a telescope, nestled between Earth and the Sun. As the sun rises or sets, Venus makes its presence known, twinkling brightly in the twilight. For those who enjoy Tolkien's world, taking a moment to look up at Venus can inspire contemplation. It can evoke memories of ancient tales, the flowing Anduin River, and the rustling leaves of Malorn trees in Lothlorien. The star seems to resonate with the rich history of Arda, embodying the stories that Tolkien cherished. The light of the Evenstar is a thread that connects the history of Middle-earth. It all began with the 2 trees of Valinor, Telperion and Lorelin, whose radiant glow illuminated the world. This light was captured in the Silmarils, crafted by the skilled Feanor. The Silmarils held the very essence of the tree's light, becoming symbols of beauty and sorrow, ultimately bringing strife and longing to many. As time passed, the Silmaril transformed into the Evening Star, Earendil, who sailed across the heavens with a Silmaril upon his brow. He became a guiding star for those lost in the night, including Elros, the founder of Numenor. This light journeyed through the ages and was captured once more in the phial of Galadriel. This phial became a beacon for Frodo and Sam during their darkest moments. In one poignant moment, as they made their way to Mordor, Samwise reflected on their journey. He shared with Frodo, Beren now, he never thought he was going to get that Silmaril from the Iron Crown in Galadriel, and yet he did, and that was a worse place and a blacker danger than ours. But that's a long tale, of course, and goes on past the happiness and into grief and beyond it, and the Silmaril went on and came to Earendil. And why, sir, I never thought of that before. You've got some of the light of it in that star glass that the lady gave you. Why, to think of it, we're in the same tale still. It's going on. Don't the great tales never end? Hey, which character's your favorite? Do let us know in the comments section below. And for more such amazing videos, please do subscribe to our channel.